It was a dark and stormy night, just like any evening at Devil May Cry. Dante has all of his devil hunters, crazy strong people in general, all hanging around, waiting for their next big job. He's got Trish, he's got Lady, he's got Virgil, he's got Nero. Like all of these guys are just together in the same spot, waiting for the day that they can go out and fight their next big score, right? They are waiting. They are anxious to go out there and prove that Devil May Cry is the greatest devil hunting business in the world. And then Armageddon strikes. Doom Eternal happens and the entire world is plunged to darkness. Billions of people are dead. Everyone is fighting. They're doing their best, but unfortunately, they're not strong enough, right? Like everyone here is just barely getting by. They're surviving, but there's no pizza in the apocalypse, right? There are no health pickups. There are no power ups. Like it's over, right? But Dante is confident that he can just find the guy behind this and put a stop to it, right? He's confident that he can just mash the X button over and over again and beat anybody that crosses his path, right? He's confident that he can win the fight because he's Dante, and whenever a cutscene plays, he always wins. The thing is, though, he's going up against a character that doesn't have cutscenes, who doesn't need cutscenes to win. He's going up against Doomguy. Doomguy has already, finished the game, saved the planet or whatever. Everything's fine now. Dante couldn't do jack shit. And so Dante's mad, right? Like, oh, it's time. We gotta show that Doomguy what's up. So he takes all of his friends. He takes Virgil. He takes Nero. He takes V. He takes Trish. He takes Lady. He takes like Lucia from 2. Like he takes all these people and they all just go, right? They take a rocket and they go up to the spaceship where Doomguy hangs out in between missions in Doom Eternal, right? They go up there. They're preparing to fight. They're prepared to mash X until they like beat Doomguy. And what happens? They land their ship and he's waiting for them. He's armed. He has like a single pistol, but that's all he really needs. Like he glory kills Lucia. He like shoots. He shoots Lady dead. He beats the shit out of Nero. Like in the end, it's only Dante and Virgil standing. And they're scared. They've never fought anyone this terrifying in their lives. Like nobody has ever been able to stand up to the son of Sparta. So Virgil has to tell Dante, we have to do it. The storm is here now. Like it's not approaching anymore. It's here. Like we have to win this fight. Like this guy, he's too strong for us. He eats demons like us for breakfast. And Dante's just like, oh, what do you suggest we do, brother? And Virgil is just like, we have to call the only man stronger than us. The man in our canon who can possibly stand up to Doomguy and possibly win. We have to do this. So they basically take the amulet from one and they kind of like fuse it together, right? And then they like perform some dark ritual and like Sparta just comes back from the dead. He bursts through a portal from hell and then he's just like, Dante, Virgil, boys, I'm so disappointed in you. Like, you couldn't beat this one guy. Like, really? Like, you, the sons of Sparta, couldn't beat this one guy. You were that weak. Like, your human halves held you back this much, right? Like, did you not pursue power? Did you not pursue vengeance for the death of your human mother? Like, did you not, like, learn anything throughout all of this? Like 5 games, and you can't beat this one guy. Ah, he says as he takes like a laster, like let me show you how it's done. And then Doomguy just beats him too, right? Like easily, right? Like, oh, there's nothing that any Devil May Cry character can do. Oh, Doomguy has beaten them all. So that means that all the villains have the reign of the world, right? You have like that jester guy from 3. You have like you know you have that guy from two, you have like the tree from five, like they all just recover and they all just come back and they all start like wreaking havoc and then Doomguy just beats them too, right? And then like there's just no way for the Devil May Cry IP to continue. Like Itsuno just has to like just hang up his hat and just acknowledge that like there's no more stories to tell in the Devil May Cry universe. Like it's over. Dante has been outdone in his own video game franchise, right? There just is no competition. Right, Doom Guy is just stronger. He's bigger. He's stronger, and he has more guns too. Like, wow, how exactly would you ever think Dante would win in a situation against Doomguy? Like, it just isn't possible. Like, all anybody can do is just like, Dante can survive being impaled. Yeah, so can the average demon, jackass. It's not that impressive. Okay? Like, that is a basic demon ability. Okay, it's not impressive. Like everybody from his bloodline has done it. Like it's not all that impressive. Doomguy beats people like Dante all the time. With his bare hands usually, with that like terrible starter pistol, right? Like you just there's just nothing that Dante can do. He's just too weak, right? There's nothing that any Devil May Cry character can do. They're just too weak, right? Like the end of the day, you know, the person who's going to save the world from Armageddon, who's going to save the world from Devil May Cry, from like Darksiders or whatever, like it's not gonna be Devil May Cry. It's not gonna be the cast from those games because they're just not strong enough. They're not relevant enough. They're not popular enough. They're not cool enough. They're not capable enough. They don't have enough feats. They don't have any real credibility other than fanboys online just making statements on message boards about how Dante can like I don't know like can like knock bullets out of the air without even like swinging his sword or some shit. Like like he's some unstoppable superhuman, even though that like clearly the character can die in gameplay, right? Something that like every Devil May Cry fan likes to just ignore, conveniently just downplay. Like, oh, cutscene Dante is the real one. Well, okay, but then why do you have to play the game at all? Right? Like the reality is that Dante is nowhere near as strong as his fanboys like to believe, right? Like he isn't capable of beating a superior video game character like Doomguy, and there are just so many so many reasons as to why that is. But at the end of the day, the Devil May Cry IP is simply not as viable as the Doom one.